You know what holds most people back? They spend their time focusing on everything except themselves. They worry too much about what others think. They compare their path to someone else's journey. They scroll endlessly through social media, measuring their value against filtered snapshots of other people's lives. They waste energy stressing over things beyond their control. But here is the truth. Your life directly reflects where you put your focus. And if you keep focusing on problems, distractions, and things that don't help you, that's exactly what will grow in your life. But the moment you turn that focus inward onto your growth, your habits, your discipline, everything starts to come together. Because confidence, success, fulfillment, none of these come from outside, they come from within. And the people who create amazing lives, they aren't lucky. They're not waiting for the perfect moment. They've simply decided to focus on themselves. If you want more confidence, stop waiting for others to approve you. Stop depending on likes, comments, or someone else's praise to feel good about yourself. Confidence isn't given, it's built. And it's built through action. You show up for yourself. You make promises and you keep them. You follow through even when you don't feel like it. Every time you do this, you prove to yourself that you are capable. That's how confidence is made. If you want success, stop wasting time worrying about what everyone else is doing. Stop scrolling. Stop comparing. Stop measuring your progress against someone else's timeline. The only person you need to compete with is the person you were yesterday. If you improve just a little bit every single day, imagine where you'll be in a year. Success isn't about making one huge leap. It's about the small, steady actions you take over time. It's waking up and choosing discipline instead of comfort. It's choosing progress over perfection. It's knowing that every time you act, even if it's not perfect, you are moving forward. Think about how much energy you waste on things that don't help you. The overthinking, the self-doubt, the fear of being judged. What if for the next 30 days, you made a promise to yourself? A promise to only focus on your own growth. What if you woke up every morning and asked, how can I make myself 1% better today? Imagine what would happen if you stopped spending your energy on distractions and started putting it into your goals, your mindset, your habits. Everything would change. And here's the thing, when you focus on yourself, you level up. And when you level up, everything around you changes. Your relationships improve because you're not seeking approval. You bring confidence to every interaction. Your career grows because you focus on building your skills, not chasing someone else's success. Your mindset shifts because you don't wait for the perfect moment, you create it. But most people never reach this point because they keep waiting. Waiting for motivation, waiting for the right time, waiting for permission. Let me tell you something, no one is coming to save you. No one is going to wake you up and force you to chase your dreams. No one will hand you the life you want. That responsibility is yours. But the moment you decide to stop waiting and start moving, that's when everything starts falling into place. The world won't stop distracting you, social media won't disappear, opinions won't go away. The only thing you control is what you choose to focus on. So today, decide to focus on yourself. Decide to commit to your growth. Pick just one thing, one step that will move your life forward. Take action, no excuses, no waiting, just movement. Because the moment you focus on yourself, everything else falls into place. Energy is everything. Where you put your attention is exactly where your energy flows, and that decides the direction of your life. Think about it. How much time do you spend worrying about what others are doing? How often do you find yourself comparing, overthinking, or getting distracted from your own goals? Every minute you spend focused on things that don't help you is a minute lost from building the life you want. The truth is, most people feel tired, not because they do too much, but because they give too much energy to the wrong things. They focus on people who don't support them, on problems they can't change, on fear, on self-doubt, on everything except their own growth. Then they wonder why they feel stuck. They wonder why they aren't moving forward. But the answer is simple. They haven't learned to protect their focus. Your energy is your most valuable resource. You have a limited amount every day. What you do with it shapes your future. If you waste it worrying about what others think, you give away your power. If you spend it obsessing over someone else's success, you steal time from your own potential. If you let distractions control your day, you hand over control of your life. But the moment you decide to take that energy and use it for yourself, everything starts to change. Imagine if instead of worrying whether people like you, you focused on liking yourself. Imagine if instead of overthinking your mistakes, you focused on what you can learn from them. Imagine if instead of wishing for a better life, you actually began building one. That shift, moving from looking outside to looking inside, is the key to unlocking everything you want. Because success isn't about talent, luck, or waiting for the perfect chance. It's about where you put your energy every single day. The people who reach their goals aren't always the smartest or most talented. They're the ones who know how to focus. They know their energy is precious, and wasting it on things that don't help them is a losing game. Look at the people who inspire you, those living the life you dream of. Do you think they got there by spending hours scrolling on social media, envying others? No, they got there by locking in on their own path. They got there by being relentless with their goals. They got there by protecting their focus like their future depended on it, because it did, and your future depends on it too. If you want to change your life, start by changing where you put your energy. Cut out distractions, set boundaries, stop letting others' opinions decide your choices. Be deliberate about what you give your time to. Every second you waste on things that don't help you is a second you could have spent getting stronger, better, and closer to your goals. This is why focus is everything. You don't need more time. You don't need more motivation. You don't need someone to come rescue you. You just need to stop wasting energy on what doesn't matter and start putting it into what does. Because when you do, you'll realize something powerful. You were never stuck. You were just distracted. And when you finally learn to focus on yourself, everything else falls into place. Success isn't one big moment. It's not waking up one day and suddenly changing your entire life. That's a myth. Real success, the kind that lasts, is built in the small, ordinary moments. It's in the tiny, consistent choices you make every day. The problem is most people don't see that. They think they need a big breakthrough, the perfect chance, or a sudden wave of motivation to start moving forward. But the truth is, what you do in the smallest moments of your life shapes your future. Think about it. Every morning you wake up, you have a choice. Do you hit snooze, or do you get up and take control of your day? Do you scroll mindlessly on your phone, or do you spend a few minutes planning your priorities? Do you make excuses for why you can't go after what you want? Or do you take one small step forward? These choices might seem small at the time, but they add up over time. They build habits, and habits shape your future. The problem is most people underestimate the power of small choices. They think success is about massive action, so they wait. They wait for perfect timing, the perfect plan, the perfect mindset before starting. And because they wait, nothing changes. But here's the truth. Small actions done consistently are more powerful than one big action done once. You don't need to change your life overnight. You just need to start. If you want to be more disciplined, start by keeping one promise to yourself today. Just one. If you want to be healthier, start by making one better food choice. If you want to be more productive, start by removing one distraction. That's it. One small choice, repeated over time, separates those who succeed from those who don't. Most people quit because they don't see progress right away. But if you keep going, those small choices will lead you to big results. People want results fast. They expect instant rewards. They go to the gym for a week, see no difference, and give up. They start working on a goal, hit a roadblock, and assume it's not meant to be. But success doesn't work that way. Progress is invisible at first. You won't always see results right away, but that doesn't mean nothing is happening. Growth is happening under the surface. Just because you don't see it yet doesn't mean it's not working. Imagine planting a seed. You water it every day, but for weeks nothing seems to happen. It feels like a waste of time. But under the soil, roots are growing. The base is being made, and one day, out of nowhere, the seed breaks through the ground. That's exactly how success works. It begins with small, unseen efforts that later lead to big results. But most people never stay long enough to see it through. This is why being consistent is more important than motivation. Motivation is not reliable. It comes and goes. You won't always feel like acting, and that's okay. You don't need to feel like it. You just need to do it anyway. That's what discipline is, choosing to show up even when you don't want to. The best part? When you keep going long enough, it stops being hard. The things you once found difficult become natural. That's the power of habits. They take effort in the beginning, but later they become part of who you are. And when that happens, success isn't something you chase, it's something you naturally create. So stop looking for shortcuts. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop underestimating the power of small daily actions. Your future is being built right now by the choices you make today. Commit to the process, stay consistent, and trust that even when you don't see it yet, everything is coming together. Most people spend their whole lives chasing approval. They want validation from their parents, their friends, their boss, even strangers online. They change their choices based on what others will think. They hold back from going after what they truly want because they're scared of being judged. They shrink themselves to fit into other people's expectations. But here's the truth. The moment you stop looking for outside approval is the moment you become truly free. Think about it. How much of your life has been shaped by other people's opinions? How many times have you stopped yourself from taking a risk because you were scared to fail in front of others? How many times have you made a choice not because it was right for you, but because you thought it would make someone else happy? You were not put on this earth to live by someone else's rules. You were not born to fit into a mold that society, your family, or your peers created for you. You are here to live your life. And the sooner you understand that, the sooner you can reach your full potential. The need for approval is a trap. It keeps you stuck. It makes you doubt yourself. It makes you afraid to be different, afraid to stand out, afraid to take risks. But the truth is, no matter what you do, people will have opinions. No matter how hard you try to please everyone, someone will always disagree. That's life. So why waste your energy trying to be something you're not? The most successful and happy people in the world are the ones who have learned to trust themselves. They don't ask for permission to follow their dreams. They don't wait for someone to tell them they're good enough. They decide they are good enough. They know their value isn't tied to outside approval. It comes from inside. When you finally let go of needing approval, something amazing happens. You start making choices based on what's best for you. You start setting boundaries. You stop saying yes to things that drain you. You stop feeling pressure to conform. And in that space, you finally discover who you really are. This isn't about being selfish. It's about realizing that your life belongs to you. It's about understanding that the only person you need to impress is yourself. Because at the end of the day, you are the one who has to live with your choices. You are the one who has to wake up every morning and look in the mirror. So ask yourself, are you living in a way that makes you proud? Or are you just trying to impress people who wouldn't even notice if you disappeared tomorrow? It's time to stop seeking approval and start seeking alignment. What do you really want? What excites you? What feels right to you, even if it doesn't make sense to others? That's your path. Follow it. Yes, it will be uncomfortable at first. When you stop looking for validation, people will notice. Some will criticize you. Some will call you selfish. Some will try to pull you back into the version of yourself that made them comfortable. That's okay. Let them. Your job is not to make others comfortable. Your job is to live your truth. The irony is, when you stop chasing approval, people start respecting you more. Confidence is magnetic. People are drawn to those who know who they are and don't apologize for it. But here's the thing, you can't fake confidence. It comes from truly trusting yourself, from making choices that match who you are, from proving to yourself that you are strong enough to stand on your own. So starting today, stop waiting for permission, stop asking for validation, stop letting fear of judgment hold you back. Your life is happening right now. Don't waste another second living it for someone else. Trust yourself, believe in yourself, and watch how everything else starts to fall into place. In today's world, it's almost impossible to escape the noise. Social media, news, opinions, everyone is shouting, telling you who you should be, what you should do, how you should think. It's overwhelming. And if you're not careful, you'll lose yourself in it. You'll start living by other people's expectations instead of your own truth. You'll drown in distractions, unable to hear your own voice. And before you know it, you'll wake up one day and realize you've been living someone else's life instead of your own. The problem isn't that you don't know what you want deep down. You do. The problem is there's too much noise around you, making you doubt yourself. The opinions of others, the pressure to fit in, the constant comparisons, they cloud your judgment. They make you second guess your dreams. They keep you stuck in a cycle of overthinking, hesitation, and fear. But here's the truth. The answers you're looking for are already inside you. You just have to quiet the noise long enough to hear them. When was the last time you spent time alone? No phone, no distractions, no outside opinions, just you and your thoughts. Most people are scared of being alone with themselves. They fill every empty moment with distractions, scrolling, binge watching, texting, because they don't want to sit in silence. They don't want to face the truth that's been trying to get their attention. But if you want clarity in your life, you have to make space for it. You have to be willing to step away from the noise, because when you do, something powerful happens. Your mind settles. Your intuition gets louder. You start to realize what really matters to you, what excites you, what feels right without anyone else's input. That's why successful people value solitude. They know that growth, creativity, and clarity don't come from constant noise. They come from stillness. They come from stepping back, disconnecting from the chaos, and reconnecting with themselves. So if you feel lost, if you feel stuck, if you feel like you're always searching for answers outside yourself, it's time to turn inward. Step away from the noise. Take a break from social media. Stop asking everyone else for their opinion. Stop filling every free moment with distractions. Instead, spend time with yourself. Journal, go for a walk, meditate, or just sit quietly and listen. At first, it will feel strange. Your mind will resist. It will try to find distractions. But if you stay with it, if you push through the discomfort, you'll start to feel something you haven't felt in a long time. Clarity. You'll begin to hear your own thoughts again. You'll start trusting yourself again. And when that happens, everything changes. Because once you know who you are and what you want, nothing can shake you. The opinions of others won't matter. The fear of judgment won't stop you. The distractions won't pull you away from your path. You will move through life with confidence, knowing your direction comes from inside, not from the outside world. This is the secret most people don't realize. The answers aren't out there, they're inside you. But you'll never find them if you're always lost in noise. So choose today to silence the distractions, step away from chaos, and reconnect with yourself. Because when you do, you'll finally see that everything you've been searching for has been inside you all along. Most people don't realize how much energy they waste on things that don't help them. They spend hours overthinking, worrying about things beyond their control, stressing over opinions that don't really matter. It doesn't matter if they scroll through social media, comparing their life to someone else's highlight reel. They complain about their situation, but never take steps to change it. And then they wonder why they feel stuck. They wonder why they are tired, unfulfilled, and frustrated with where they are. Here is the truth. Your energy is your most precious resource. Where you put it will decide the direction of your life. If you always give your energy to negativity, distractions, and things beyond your control, you will remain exactly where you are. But if you take that same energy and focus it on your growth, your goals, and your well-being, everything will shift. Think about it. Every time you complain, every time you think about the past, every time you get involved in drama, you are using energy that could have been spent on building the life you want. Every time you say yes to things that drain you, every time you let fear stop you, you are losing energy that could have helped you move ahead. You must protect your energy like your future depends on it, because it truly does. You have to be careful about what you pay attention to. Stop wasting time worrying about what others think. Stop taking part in conversations that drain you. Stop letting distractions pull you away from your goals. Your energy is too valuable to waste on things that don't benefit you. When you begin to protect your energy, you will notice a change. You will have more clarity, more motivation, and more power to act. You will stop feeling tired all the time because you will no longer waste energy on things that don't matter. You will finally have the focus you need to make real progress in your life. This is why boundaries are so important. Boundaries are not about shutting people out or being selfish. They are about choosing what deserves your time and energy. They are about guarding your peace. If something drains you, step away from it. If someone always brings negativity into your life, keep your distance. If a habit doesn't serve you, replace it with one that does. You don't have to explain yourself. You don't owe anyone an apology for taking care of your mental and emotional health. The most successful people in the world are not those who do the most, They are those who know how to manage their energy. They know how to say no. They know how to focus on what really matters. They don't waste time on things that don't align with their goals. They don't allow distractions to pull them away from their purpose, and that is exactly why they succeed. The good news is you can do the same. You don't need more time. You don't need more motivation. You don't need a perfect plan. You just need to stop losing energy on things that don't move you forward. Make a decision today. No more distractions. No more needless stress. No more wasting energy on things outside your control. Instead, put that energy into your growth, your health, your goals, into becoming the best version of yourself. Because when you do, you'll realize something powerful. You were never stuck. You were just giving your energy to the wrong things. And the moment you start protecting your energy, everything else will begin to fall into place. Most people live their lives reacting. They wake up and immediately check their phone, letting notifications, emails, and other people's opinions set the mood for their day. They go through their routine on autopilot, handling responsibilities, putting out fires, and responding to whatever demands come their way. By the time the day ends, they feel drained, overwhelmed, and frustrated, as if they spent the whole day doing things but somehow made no real progress on what truly matters to them. This happens because they aren't being intentional with their time. They aren't choosing how to spend their energy. They're just giving it away to whatever comes at them. Over time, that pattern creates a life where they feel stuck, lost, and unhappy. But it doesn't have to be that way. The moment you start living with intention, the moment you stop reacting and begin choosing how to spend your time, everything changes. Intentionality is about knowing what truly matters to you and making sure your actions match that. It's about taking control of your focus, your energy, and your time, so that you're not just busy, you're productive in a way that moves your life forward. It's about making decisions based on your values, your priorities, and your goals, rather than just going through the motions. Think about your daily routine. How much of it is spent on things that actually add to your growth, your happiness, or your success? How much of it is spent on distractions, duties you don't care about, and mindless habits that hold you back from reaching your potential? If you feel like you're not moving forward in your life, it's not because you can't. It's not because you don't have enough time. It's because you aren't intentional with the time you do have. Imagine waking up every morning with a clear purpose. Imagine knowing exactly what you want to focus on and setting boundaries to protect that focus. Imagine ending each day feeling proud because you spent your time on things that really matter. That kind of clarity and direction is possible, but only if you take back control of your time. So how do you do that? Start by identifying your priorities. What are the things that really matter to you? What are the goals, dreams, and personal values that deserve your attention? Once you know those, look at your daily habits. Are they aligned with your priorities, or are they filled with distractions, obligations, and energy-draining activities that don't serve you? And the next step is to remove what doesn't matter. You don't have to say yes to everything. You don't have to answer every text or email right away. You don't have to waste hours scrolling through social media, comparing yourself to others. You don't have to spend time with people who drain your energy. You have the right to protect your time. In fact, you must, because if you don't, the world will take it from you. Once you remove what doesn't matter, start giving priority to what does. Make time for the things that fuel your growth. Block out distractions. Set clear goals for each day. And most importantly, follow through. Being intentional isn't just about making plans. It's about taking action. This is what separates successful people from the rest. They don't just work hard, they work on the right things. They don't just stay busy, they stay focused. They don't let life happen to them, they take control of their life. And when you make that shift, when you start living with intention, you'll be surprised at how quickly everything begins to fall into place. Because here's the truth, you're not stuck, you're not behind, you're not missing anything. You just need to stop reacting and start choosing how to spend your time. Stop giving your energy to things that don't serve you. Stop waiting for motivation, the perfect moment, or someone else's approval. You already have everything you need to create the life you want. You just have to be intentional about making it happen.